This ABC 15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
Good morning on a Wednesday. Nick Saletti here with our top stories. We are working to get you more information on a serious crash that shut down Scottsdale Road overnight near Thunderbird. Scottsdale police confirming it does involve a pedestrian. This is the same intersection as another pedestrian-involved crash happening just a week ago. That person was crossing mid-block when the crash happened. The victim died at the scene. Now to a few developing stories. 2 people hit by a car while walking in Phoenix amid the aftermath of a 3-car crash. This is what it looked like at 75th Avenue and Lower Buckeye yesterday. Police tell us the man and woman were hit while on the sidewalk. They're in the hospital right now, and it's unclear how exactly that crash happened. Also developing now, a man is in the hospital this morning after he was shot while driving in Glendale. This is near 51st Avenue and Camelback. Investigators are working to get a description of that shooter and figure out whether or not this was a case of road rage. A few traffic alerts we're staying on top of for you this morning. First, a heads up for anybody going to the airport today. Lane restrictions are in place for the west end of the airport between the I-10 and the west cell phone lot, and the 29th Street access to Sky Harbor Boulevard will be closed. Now, to avoid this, you should enter and exit the airport on the east end or use the SkyTrain to get to the terminal. This goes from 10 this morning until 5 this evening. In the Northwest Valley, the city of Surprise will be fully closing the intersection of Waddell and Bullard, a pretty big intersection. This is so crews can clean up the damage left behind by a punctured water pipe. The work could take up to 9 days. Making national headlines this morning, a new GOP chair of the House Intelligence Committee is requesting a review after classified information was found in a private office once used by Joe Biden during his time as vice president. President Biden addressing that issue Tuesday, saying he doesn't know what's in the documents or that they were there in the first place. Here's John Lawrence.
President Joe Biden says he was surprised when his personal lawyers told him they found government records in November in the D.C. office at the Penn Biden Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement, where he was an honorary professor.
They've turned over the boxes to the archives, and we're cooperating fully with the review, and which I hope will be finished soon.
Republican lawmakers are demanding answers, with the new GOP representative chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Mike Turner, sending a letter to the Director of National Intelligence asking for a review and damage assessment.
Clearly, we should take classified material seriously. That's why we classify it.
10 documents were found that covered topics including Ukraine, Iran, and the UK.
The handling of classified material is a very serious issue for our nation, and we ought to take it seriously. But there ought to be equal treatment under the law.
Some Republicans are also saying this matter is being dealt with differently than the raid of classified information at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate to recover classified documents.
This is Republican hypocrisy at its finest. When the former president had 320 documents found at his personal residence, they said that, quote, that will not be a priority.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A spokesperson for the White House's counsel office said that they are limited in what they can say this morning due to the Justice Department's investigation. The statement went on to say more information will be released in the near future.
Happy Wednesday. Time now for that most accurate forecast. Now today, a cooler day behind a cold front that came through overnight. We're drying things out and then high pressure builds in, and that's going to mean a warm up ahead of more storms that come our way this weekend. Temperatures will climb though back into the 70s tomorrow, and we're going to go as high as 74 degrees on Friday. But then temperatures start to fall again Saturday, and they're right back down into the low 60s by Sunday as we see rain chances go up across the valley with more snow up north too. Today though, drying out across the state, a high of 40 in Flagstaff, 50 in Payson, and 64 out at Lake Havasu. Our next storm starts moving in Saturday night, but moves in really on Sunday with morning rain showers looking likely in the valley and snow above 5,000 feet. Now, snow accumulations could add up, not just on Sunday, but into early next week as we're seeing at least a 3-day stretch of rain chances here in the valley and at least a 3-day stretch of snow up north, with the bulk of it starting Sunday and continuing through at least Tuesday.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, go to abc15.com or just download our free ABC 15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.